Yeah. So anyway, you know what I mean? I don't even like webcam. You know what I mean? Because I know I'm being watched right now. You know what I mean? Fuck these motherfuckers, man. Okay. Now, I expect to eventually be killed for everything I say, because that's what happens to everybody. But I will definitely stand up. You know what I mean? For what I believe in and do it, I gotta do it. I gotta say much love to John Todd, Alex Jones, people who have put me onto things that I should have been put onto a long time ago, man. It's my job to let other people know just as they have, because I was actually raised around people who studied witchcraft, and they'd explain things to me openly, and thinking that they were tricking a Christian into believing it, when really I was just like, what? You know what I mean? I thought that was all bullshit. Well, now I understand that we're taught that, you know what I mean, for a reason. So let me get down to business here. I'm not scared of anybody trying to kill me still. I'm gonna start flat out with the real idea here. This right here, I know a lot of people talk about it. Okay, one, they want to tell you that they tell you their favorite thing to say. You know what I mean? Is not that you know, God's a being, or that they believe in Christ Jesus or any of that. What they tell you is they believe in one God. Okay, when actually they believe in multiple spirits, and that Lucifer is at the top of all that. Now, you need to understand that Lucifer means light bearer. Okay, Lucifer, what people call Satan, means light bearer. Which, what is this thing doing at the top here, people? It's bearing light. Okay, now this is a Egyptian social structure. At the bottom you got the slaves, and then all the levels, you know. And then at the top is the illuminated ones, and I know, they put out shit like Law and Order to make you think you're crazy if you're screaming Illuminati. That's the whole point, you know. So you'll think I'm a nut right now. So now listen, the whole idea of this, and yes, it does say New World Order. They try to tell you that. I don't even know what Inuit coeptus means, but to be honest, hey, I don't really give a shit, because I know about witchcraft, and I know the idea of nomad. You know, let's go to a new place. You know, it's the whole idea of a gang traveling to a new city, because it's exploiting the people. You know, that's exactly what they do. That's why this was a new Egypt. They created a new Egypt. Moses came, or God. Let me just, you know what I mean. God came and saved the slaves from Egypt, and now we are slaves once again, but we're slaves without knowing it. And that's why, see, the funny thing is, the people in Egypt were slaves, okay, and they weren't slaves as bad as we would imagine. But they teach us early on that they were slaves, and that Moses freed them, and then they teach us that that's a bunch of bullshit, and that structures couldn't be built like that by slaves. When actually, in fact, they were slaves without knowing it, just like we are today. When we build these structures, of course, slaves wouldn't build that nicely. If you give them a little bit of fucking $8 an hour, I mean, you know, when you have enough money to feed the entire world nutritiously, but you just don't want to share. Now, the pyramid, right? Okay. Come on, but if you had like $10 million and you were at the top, you know you'd do everything in your power to help. Those people will not let you at the top. That's why. Now, this whole fucking idea is, they know that God and Satan exists. What they're trying to do is create all the people down here that that also know that God and Satan exist. They're trying to convince them that they don't. They want to convince you that God doesn't exist, because they don't want you to be saved. Satan does not want you to be saved by God. They want to convince you that Satan doesn't exist, so you won't be scared to sin. So you won't be scared of eternal damnation. Okay. Let's continue on. What else? Under the eye of Horus is wheat. There's that little circle thing that comes out under Horus's eye. That's wheat. And notice Horus's eye at the top. Notice the wheat that he's holding. Notice that that the eagle actually is forming the Baphomet symbol. The horns are actually, the wings are actually horns. And all this stuff is actually his head, and the legs are his ears. And when people do satanic rituals, they stand in the middle of a upside down star and they hold up a star of what we would call the Star of David, which is just a way to make Christians hate Jews, okay? And then because of that, they, you know, I mean, man, dude, it's all a case of divide and conquer. Remember, God is the only one who's allowed to divide and conquer. God divided and conquered good and evil. He said, okay, you can choose to be good. Actually, he wanted us to never know about good or evil. We chose to know about it. So, he says, now you can choose whether to be good or evil. That's your choice. And now, man wants to, once again, create more dividing and conquer, but that is not our job. You do not own men. That's why this book, this very book right here, tries to tell you all this stuff about oh, we're such good people. You gotta understand that they try to break down religion everywhere they go. This book right here tries to tell you Aztec and Maya, those cities were found in the 1500s. Those cities were found long before then. There was Illuminati travelers of ancient times who would go over there and create destruction on purpose, come back. There are ancient Mayan myths of white men who would walk around and nobody would know, like, you know, they think they saw white men, but they'd be like, what the fuck was that? You know, and that's because white men were there corrupting everything into becoming non-religious. They want to make you think that George Bush is Christian and that he still goes over and causes all this war in another country. So first of all, most people will hate Christians, and Christians will think it's okay to have war, and it's all just one big tied-in fucking twist. And the part that kills me the most is the fact that I never saw this Baphomet symbol. Nobody ever even points it out, that those wings, the whole thing is forming an upside down star. It's just ridiculous to me. And then they're gonna go ahead and put the wicked star above it, you know, like a psycho, you know. And their whole idea, if you give me a second, find this book. It's by Rob Robinson, I think is his name. John J. Robinson. Okay. It's called Born in Blood. Every Freemason you ask about it, will tell you it's all bullshit. And it's all, you know, the Christian white man trying to destroy Masonry. But for any of you people out there who know that Masons are evil people who want to control you tyrannically, and have not joined it yet, then you need to read the end of this book. You need to first of all get the book I just showed, Born in Blood. You need to find this spot right here. This says the Masonic sect. This is from Pope Leo the 13th. This is from the 1800s, which I know wasn't long ago. But he's trying to explain to everybody, keep everyone away from these people. They want to destroy marriage, the one thing that separates naturalism from Christianity. They want to destroy marriage. That's why they want abortion. That's why they want movies about sex. That's why they want to raise us to believe that sex is pleasure when it's actually, for most animals, studies show sex is painful. And it should probably be painful for us, but we're raised to believe that it's, you know, pleasure, when actually, you know, it has nothing to do with pleasure. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm gonna keep coming as long as I keep finding things. I'm gonna keep pointing them out. I mean, clearly, I encourage everyone to go out there and go to Infowars.com, Prison Planet. Search on YouTube for Alex Jones videos. Search on YouTube for John Todd Testimony of Witchcraft. I hope you people really find out the real story and understand that Satan is among us everywhere. He speaks through people like Jay-Z and Lil Wayne and then lies about it and pretends he's a Christian. And he is here to turn your children away from Christ and you. And if you don't believe me, then he has succeeded. Please don't let it happen. Power to the people, and I mean that for real. You know what I'm saying? Don't kill each other, people. Fight the